little close here. Sheesh. I started. We're going.
Let's see, what was the name of that song?
They only said
About
it
1,000
4,000 times.
So, cool song though. Steve Winwood, Higher Love. So, yep. Hey, 75 degrees today. Who's going to be out in the garden, out in the yard, or at least just kind of out in the middle of nothing going?
I think a nap
Yes.
by the river.
And Mark's back. He had a religious experience down in Sedona. And Michelle. Yep, I saw him. Yep. And he said that he was even here 10 minutes early today.
I have no words for that.
All right. Calendar. Course in Miracles tomorrow.
Don't forget this right after church.
Well, that's right. Beth is doing Divine Messages right after services. So
You gotta do
stay,
it if you
go
can.
back for a few minutes if you can. It's very cool.
Yes.
It's not unsurprising, but there's a lot of people that go back to do that.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Because it's very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
Emotion Code on Tuesday.
Maria's
And-
not going to be here, but Mimi will take over.
Oh, okay.
Mimi's going to do it.
Cool. Thank you, Mimi. I know I saw her. I know
She's here.
there she is.
There she is. So, hiding.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. And gosh, the rest of the week seems to be open. Amazing.
Yeah, for the calendar.
Yeah, for the calendar. I know.
The rest of us were all crazy.
Yep. We have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin. And John said, what did he say? Why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? When you're everywhere, come get your share. So there you go. And George, always insightful. The only good thing that ever came out of religion was the music.
Yesterday we had a wonderful seminar. Michelle Lanigan did a manifesting seminar. It was awesome. I've asked her to do it again. It was that good. You guys we gotta do that again. Were there like 20-something people here? 20-something? Yeah. But it was really cool. Good job, Michelle.
Which page? Oh, it's here. All intelligent thoughts have already been thought. What is necessary is only to try to think them again. That was, I don't know who that is. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, 1749. I wasn't alive then, sorry.
No.
To want to forget
Close.
something is to think of it. French proverb
To want to forget something?
is to think about it.
Is that kind of like, I'm going to put this in a safe place?
Close. Yeah, close. Yeah, put this somewhere where I'll always remember where it is. And then you find it 10 years later.
And it's like, well, that really was a good play.
Yeah, really good.
And it was safe for me.
Yep. Shania Twain was born Eileen Regina Edwards in 1990. She adopted her current name, a Native American Chippewa phrase meaning, I'm on my way.
Shania.
Cool, huh? Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Well, just like Cher, her original name was Sherilyn Sarkisian. Sarkisian? Chuck Norris was Carlos Ray. Hulk Hogan, Terry Jean Bollea. And Ice-T was Tracy Moreau. More to come next week. I know you.
Ooh! One way to get him back.
Or maybe it's a warning not to tell you. Oh, I think I've used this a little bit. This was fine when I started using it.
So is this.
Yeah.
Worn out.
Keep company with good men, and you'll increase their number. Music hath charms to soothe a savage beast.
Yep.
Happiness seems made to be shared.
Oh, that's true.
And what is lovely never dies, but passes into other loveliness, a stardust or sea foam, flower or winged air.
Oh, sweet.
How ethereal.
Very ethereal. Now this is very not ethereal.
Not. Oh, I forgot to.
I can't look because I try to guess, and they're so bad I can't.
I did this one. Next page. I recognize it from last week. Why was the potato alone at the party?
You had a chip on your shoulder?
It got there oily. Yeah, I know. You can roll your eyes already. Who are you? Hi, Peggy.
Hello.
Nice to have you back. What's the best time to visit the dentist?
Never.
2:30.
2:30. 2:30.
Which state needs a handkerchief? Massachusetts. Why do fish choirs always sing off key? Because you can't tune a fish. You got to remember that one. Okay, and I wrote these ones down.
And so what do you call a fish without an eye?
Well, that's what I got right there.
Oh.
What do you, I don't know.
What do you call a fish without an eye?
Okay. Well,
can you read your own handwriting? He should have been a doctor.
Yeah. What are bears without bees?
Ears.
See, they got it. I figured if you got one, you'd get the other. So cool. Ta-da.
Ta-da! So you know why we do jokes before church? Because it's really...
Just want to irritate people?
Yeah, you can't hang on to all that out there and laugh at the same time. So this is a good way to transition.
Even if all you do is roll your eyes the whole time.
Eye rolling is exercise, right?
Yeah, you do it quite well.
I do it quite well, yes.
Very well. I do too, actually. It's internal. You can feel it.
Are my eyes rolling at you now?
No. Am I done?
I think you're done.
Cool.
I'm done with you, let's just say that. So Phil, before you go, come tell everybody our miracle this week.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do that and forgot. You know, and that's the thing. If someone tells me, or they have to write it down for one thing, but if somebody tells me before service, oh, Phil, you got to talk about this or do this, and I go, okay. And I do have the best intentions. But after I get up here, so we've been in our current house about 20 years. Her brother had it before everybody. The parents had it between us. So it's been in the family almost 40 years.
We call it the homestead.
Call it the homestead. But it was wonderful. There was nobody behind us, just an open field with lots of Russian olive, and just it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And then that part changed. So we could see the telephone and power lines going right over the property.
Used to be covered with trees.
It used to be covered with trees, yeah. But then it wasn't. So, well, there's nothing we can do about that. So we have spent the last almost 10 years, 8 or 9 at least, making things grow to cover all the stuff and make our backyard even more of a park and everything. And this year, actually, things would have been, some of the trees would have been 14, 15 feet high, and it would have covered all this stuff.
At least it would have not been quite such a big eyesore.
Yeah, it wasn't any big deal, but we were trying to ameliorate the problem. Ameliorate? That's not
Yeah,
quite.
no, that's right.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good enough.
It's good.
And then we came home on Monday, and we see PUD in our neighbor's yard, and I go, what are they doing? So, of course, Nosy has to text, what are they doing in your backyard? Because they were up one of the poles. So she says, oh, they're making some changes because of the new subdivision going down like 2 blocks from us. Oh, okay. Next thing I knew, I get a knock on the door and says, yeah, can I come in your backyard and finish taking down some lines?
Yes.
Okay. So I went back with them, and they're taking the lines down. They had already taken one pole down. They came and took the pole just next to our fence the next day. It's all gone. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
You never pray for anything like that because there's no way these are just going to all of a sudden be gone one day.
Yeah. And for somebody as energetic as I am, having all those power lines in the backyard was a strain. So it was a bit of a disruption to have them messed with, but I'm looking forward to that being just gone.
Of course, now all the doves don't just roost right there and look down on us and coo, coo. But it's okay. We can get along with it. But that was a huge
If
deal.
you want to be hunting, come get doves at our house. No, I don't think.
No, did they bury the lines? Did they bury the lines?
No,
No.
for some reason they screwed up something in the new subdivision just down the way, so they had to reroute them.
So they just reroute
yeah.
them all the way around. And,
That's that yesterday.
it was a huge deal for us.
It was a huge deal for us. So I wrote it down and put it in the yay jar. We have a yay jar over here, and because it's hard to remember when a wonderful thing happens, we tend to just go, oh, that's wonderful. Poof, it's gone from our memory banks. But we will remember and hang on to any difficulty for days and weeks and months and years. So the yay jar is here if you want to remember something, put it in there, and then at the end of the year we're going to read a bunch and see if we can remind ourselves of the beauty of the happy stuff, because it's sometimes hard to remember happy stuff. So what I want to talk to you about today, hi, Laura. So Phil and I were out working in the yard yesterday, and we have these grasses. They're not the big, tall pampas grasses that they're small, but they're grasses like that. I don't remember the name of them. We have the little blue fescue too, but that's another story. But anyway, these grasses had gotten to the point where they needed to be divided, and so the center dies, and then all the side pieces go. Oh man, I don't know if you've ever tried to divide grasses before, but it's hard work. It's really hard. So we didn't do it last year. I don't know if it's like 2 or 3 years that we haven't done it and it's needed it, but we finally said, okay, come on, honey, let's just go get it done. So we get out, Phil and I on the same page. We both decided this is what we want to do. So we get out there. Neither one of us are looking forward to the task. Lo and behold, it was the easiest darn thing ever. And you know why? Because all the new growth was on the outside, and the dead stuff in the center was just poof. And so we could dig up the stuff that was still alive and healthy, and we transplanted that back and divided that. That was pretty easy to divide, because everything had gotten crammed up against the rocks and looked terrible. So we got to space everything out and clean the whole flower bed up. It looked really, really good. But I was just so amazed that the dead stuff was easy to get rid of. And I thought, so it is in our lives. When we focus on the dead stuff, we keep it alive. When we focus on the stuff that hurts us, kind of like the yay jar, we don't focus on that crap. We focus on the crap. But when this plant was focused on growing, then this dead stuff just fell apart. The roots weren't hanging onto the dirt anymore. It was just gone. And when we can focus on our growth points, then the stuff that doesn't serve us anymore goes away. It just deteriorates. Now sometimes we can uproot that stuff, and sometimes Spirit does. Have you ever had something happen, kind of like trees in the back, or the power lines in the back? They were just gone, effortlessly. There are things in our lives that we would like to have gone, but we're so fixated on them being gone that there they are. But if we could focus on our new growth, where are we growing? What energy are we putting into something that is going to flourish, that is going to serve ourselves and serve our community and feed our purpose? When we can put our attention on that, the stuff that no longer serves us can dissipate and be removed from us. I want to read to you from 1 Corinthians 13. Everybody knows this verse. I don't mean to be beating a dead horse here, but this is the chapter about love. And part of the challenge with this chapter is it tells you what love is not. It tells you what love is, and then it tells you what love is not. So let's look at it again and let's translate what it's telling us into how we can focus on our own spiritual growth. Okay? So I'm going to start with verse 4. Love is patient. Oh, I hate being patient. You know, wait is a 4-letter word, not to be spoken in polite company. Same thing with move. Move is a 4-letter word. We don't like that. But love is patient. If you're running out of patience with life, patience with circumstances, focus on the love. The love is the key. Okay, so what does that mean? That means focus on what is going to bring us growth, bring us prosperity, bring us joy. That's the loving aspect. And that is what happens in time. Patience happens when we do those things. Love is kind. Don't you love it? I love that. Love is kind. If you're doing a kind thing, that's love manifested. Love is not jealous. What is jealousy? Jealousy is when you have something I don't have, so then I get jealous and I get upset about that. That's jealousy. Well, if love is not that, then what is love in the positive form of that? That is, if you have something I don't have, I rejoice with you. I honor you. I cherish you for that. Make sense? Love does not brag. I'm sorry. Love does not brag. Love does not brag. So that's about me being all in me. Oh, look what I did. Look what I can do. Look what I have. Love doesn't do that. So what's the opposite of that? Look at you. Look how wonderful you are. I'm so proud of you. That's what love does. You guys do that. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Everyone in this room, I know I have heard you tell someone else in this group how proud you are of them. You're doing that. You're doing that. Love is not arrogant. So again, that arrogance is about, look at me, I'm better than anybody else. So if love is not arrogant, then what is love? Love is, what's the word I want to use? Love is compassionate and equal. I want to use the word humble, but we have a mixed view of humble. We have an improper view of humble. I don't know about you. I have post-traumatic church syndrome. And in the church I grew up, humble was you have to remember what a horrible, lousy, miserable human being you are, and then you're humble. That's not humility at all. Humility is when I know who I am, and I don't have to tell you. And I can uplift you at the same time. That makes sense? Love does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own, is not provoked, and does not take into account a wrong suffered. So putting all of that together, then what does love do? Love lets you be you, and love lets me be me. And I don't take it personal. Like my grandma used to say, makes me no never mind. People won't remember a darn thing I've taught them except what Grandma Todd said. Makes me no never mind. That's fine. All of this stuff, though, that I'm talking about is when we have low self-esteem. When we're not humble, but we've been beaten down. Because when I've been beaten down, that's when this arrogance raises its head. Well, you're not going to speak to me like that. That's when this arrogance comes in and gets provoked. That's when, because it's all low self-esteem. It's all this woundedness inside. So if we're finding ourselves struggling with these things and we want to be loved, it's time to love ourselves on a whole different level. It's time to bring love into what we do best and let everything else fade away. Because if we're growing in love in the way that we came here to do, we will thrive. And so will the ones around us. Make sense? We have a purpose. I think that's one of the healthiest things we as human beings can do is have purpose. Sometimes people, when they retire, they don't have purpose anymore. They just kind of sit around and do nothing, and their health goes downhill, their mental acuity goes downhill. But people who have a purpose are sharp, and they're active, and they're alive. They're growing still. So that's what I'm asking us to look at, is where are we growing? Maybe we've come a really long ways. Where else can we grow? Because there's still conflict in our world. There's still challenges in our world. But focus on the growth. Focus on our purpose, and how can we grow and do better with that? Anybody been out in your yard seeing the new growth? New plants? My mom, the property belonged to my brother first, and then my parents next. And my mother did a big job of planting some really nice things. And she had a peony. And I don't know about you, but peonies are just sweet. And the peony that she had she had a whole row of them. Anyway, they aren't there anymore. Then the tree that shaded this particular peony that she had left, that tree died, so it had to go. And now this peony would get burnt. It would be too hot in the sun for it. So I dug it up last fall. And it had a bazillion roots. It has all these little bulby things. So I put them all over the yard. Well, they may not grow, whatever. So I've got them in weird places, but I just had to get them in the ground. And so I walk around the garden going, oh, I planted one there. I planted one there. I didn't know I planted one there. But here they are, all popping up everywhere. Lo and behold, that same mother plant came back. And I've got like 3 little babies where it used to be. I thought I got all the roots. Apparently I didn't. But that's what it's about, is growing. Its purpose is to grow. And as the gardener, my purpose is to make sure it has the proper environment. Your job is to grow. My job is to grow. It's God's job to give us the proper environment. We can't be in the proper environment. The good Lord can't bless us with that if we're stuck thinking about what ain't working. If we're thinking about how we're growing and how we're being a blessing to others, then the universe, the world, divine source, whatever that is for you, will move the world around for our benefit. Take out power poles, for heaven's sakes. Have you ever been around a power pole? Lived with a power pole? I tell you, that's a challenge because, it disrupts your energy field. So to have those things gone, it's like angels singing, right? Moving on. Love does not rejoice in unrighteousness. Ha ha. You got busted. You got caught. I think there's a verse in Proverbs that says, don't rejoice when your enemy falls, because then I'll take the punishment away from him. Let it be. It's none of your, makes me no, never mind. Let it go. Let it go. That's that dead stuff. Let it go. Its roots will disconnect. Okay. But love rejoices with the truth. Love rejoices with the truth. Whatever that truth is, if somebody does a healing modality that I can't quite grasp, bless them for that. Because the world needs something different than what I have, apparently. And that's fine with me. I'm way okay with that. Bless them. I rejoice in whatever tool you use for your spiritual growth. Because for you, that's truth. I can rejoice in that. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails. Love wins. Love wins. So if there's something that you're struggling with in your life, love wins. Focus on what the good stuff is. Focus on your purpose. Focus on doing what you came here to do. Don't know what that is? Ask to be shown. Now, asking to be shown, I got to shut up here. I got to do other stuff. But asking to be shown, that's kind of an interesting thing. Briefly. sometimes the very thing that is our purpose is the very thing that ticks us off. So when Phil was changing careers, we had this big, long discussion about, okay, he couldn't figure out, well, what do I do next? Couldn't figure it out. So I said, what irritates you the most in life? He said, people making stupid decisions because they don't have enough information. So he took his history and applied it to that, and he was able to sell health insurance for people. So he didn't care whether he made money or not. He wanted them to make a good decision. And guess what? He was financially blessed with that. Because his purpose was wrapped up in helping people make good decisions. But at the first look at that, first sight of that, all that he could tell was what he didn't like in this world. Where the injustice was, where the unfairness was, where the difficulty was. So if you don't know what your purpose is, what pisses you off? Your purpose is the opposite of that. Or your purpose heals that wound. Does that make sense? Weird stuff. I know. Weird stuff. Okay, there was something else I wanted to tell you about that. Oh! Your purpose also is wrapped up in fun. What do you love? What's fun? If you had told me my purpose was to be a minister, never, ever, never was that in my realm of consciousness. I never once asked for this. But here it is, and glory, glory, what a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful. Because did you hear grandfather drum? I love it when he confirms what we're talking about. So you may not have any conscious idea of what you came here to do. It's okay. Do what you love, and doors will open. So find what you hate and do the opposite, or do what will heal that, or do what you love. And sometimes they're both are the same thing. And with that, we grow, and when we grow, the dead stuff just vanishes. Good Lord takes care of that. God takes care of that. Higher power takes care of that. All that is takes care of that. And it may be totally unexpected for us. And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to have your answers. And you don't have to do the work. You just suit up, show up, and do your best. And everything else happens because you're growing. I'm growing. When we grow, then we're supported. The universe just totally supports that. So put your attention on where you might want to grow. Make sense? Let's do a guided meditation. Guess what? We're going to go to a garden. Big surprise, big surprise. Thank you, Mr. Phil. Excuse me. Let's just center into our body right now. You know, here we are. We don't have all the answers. We just have an inkling of the truth of who we are. And notice that when I say that, your attention goes to your heart space. In your heart space, there's an anchor point to this truth. Can you find it? You are here for a purpose. And that purpose is not to suffer. That purpose is not to be a burden to other people. That purpose is not to be unhappy. But that purpose is for your fulfillment and for you to be a blessing to yourself and others. Do you feel the truth of that? Now open your awareness. There's an energy portal at the top of your head. You might want to open that further. It's always open to Divine Source. We're always connected. But if we open that and become aware of it, then more energy flows. And above your head, there are many energy portals. And you'll be drawn to one that is just right for you today. And it may have a color or a feeling for you. Maybe it's golden. Maybe it's iridescent. Maybe it's white. or blue or red or purple. Whatever you're drawn to may have deep spiritual significance for you today. So as you tap into that, the living light of love in that specific flavor will flow down into the top of your head and feed this anchor point in your heart space. Whatever color or energy field that you tap into will feed that anchor point in your heart space. You are here. You're worthy of this life. You have purpose in your life. You are divinely inspired to be alive. And let the truth of that go to every part of your body. Let that energy flow to every part of your body. Every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell. Even down into your cells, even down into your DNA. Let this truth resonate throughout your whole being. And let it resonate out into the energy field that surrounds your body. This is the energy that attracts to you what is right for you and disrupts and dismisses anything that is not right for you. Now from this sacred state of being, let's take a little walk, a little journey. I'd like you to find your way to a sacred garden. Allow yourself to wander the trails around this sacred garden. And soon you meet the master gardener. And this master gardener has something to show you. And he's taking you to a plant that part of it has died and part of it is growing. And intuitively you know what part of you you're ready to let go of. No longer focus on, no longer get distressed about. And as you're looking at this plant, maybe it's a tree, maybe it's a shrub, maybe it's a rose bush, whatever. Whatever you experience is what is right for you. And may have spiritual significance for you. And now the master gardener removes that dead stuff. And the plant that remains flourishes. If it's a blooming plant, it will bloom for you. If it's a tree, it will get green and lush, gorgeous. You will have a sense of it being purposefully joyful. And you see that it's got good, strong roots. And the master gardener gives it some vitamins, gives it some fertilizer, gives it some water. And you realize you too feel the master gardener has given you what you need to grow. Nourishment, encouragement, watering your soul with positivity, the water of life. And you turn to thank the master gardener, and you can either give him a gift, give him a hug, shake his hand, whatever feels right to you. And he gives you a gift. He, she, whatever that is, the master gardener is for you, gives you a gift. Maybe it's a gardening tool. Maybe it's a symbolic object of some other sort. Maybe it's a ladybug. Whatever you receive has deep spiritual significance for you. So receive that with deep gratitude. and know that your growing can now be effortless, unburdened by the past, unburdened by other people's life experiences. You get to be you, thriving and fulfilling your divine sacred purpose. So with that, allow yourself to walk back out of the garden, back into this time and space, back into the here and now. Take a deep breath in, and exhale. Open your eyes as you feel comfortable doing so. In order to give you a moment to kind of get back in your body, we'll do communion and then those. Well, I got mine done easy peasy, but not yours. So communion, if you'd like to participate, there's a basket in the back. Beth Scotland, raise your hand. She'll bring you one if you need one. Okay, I think we're good. Communion is our opportunity to recognize that we are sacred beings in a physical form, and that Divine Spirit loves us and wants us to thrive and be happy. So, with the little wafer thing, join me in prayer, please.
Wafer thing?
Wafer thing. Yeah. It's reconnecting. Okay. We disconnected and reconnected. Hopefully. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in our own life. Help us to drink in our purpose. Help us to grow. Thank you. Walk with us in all things. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. You'll do your thing, Mr. Phil? Excuse me.
How's Peggy this morning? You got wet feet?
No. It is such a joy to be back here in my community with spiritual partners. I love seeing all your faces. I have missed you so much while I've been away. It's just not the same when you look at a screen and see everybody here. I just don't get the same energy.
Right.
As being here and sharing everything with you. So I am so very grateful to have this opportunity to return and say, oh, it feels so good to be home, clicking my heels. And I'll try this. And with that, I just want to say, in my gratitude, inviting you to also share your gratitude in any way that you can. By passing the basket, either your blessings or your donations. And it's so good to see you again. I'm so thankful to be back.
Welcome
And I
home.
have a voice today.
Yes, you do. A little croaky. A little croaky, but that's okay.
I was a whole lot squeakier.
Did you say this was the anniversary for buying this building?
It is.
Oh!
In 2004, we purchased this building, so we've been here 21 years.
Has it been?
Yeah,
21 years.
21 years.
2004
Yeah.
was when we
Just
purchased it.
because we've been doing this for 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting journey to get to this place. We looked and looked and looked and actually purchased something else that ended up being a mistake that we could erase very quickly, which we did.
Fortunately.
And then this was a stretch. But we looked at it, and Lori and Daryl actually came back and says, well, they're going to sell. Okay. So one of the stories that I'll share is when we moved in here, pardon me, the roof on the other building needed to be replaced. because they'd had leaks all through the history of it since it was built. That part was built in the 70s, and I mean to the point
They
that
had buckets in the...
they had buckets in the workroom there. They had
We
a
bought it
rain
anyway.
gutter going down the center with a big bucket at the end. I mean, it was just
Inside the building. It was awful.
yeah. So they finally says, well, we'll give you an extra $10,000 to do the roof. And it's like, okay, good thing, because we didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Because we had put everything in the building. And when I called the company that was going to be doing the work, I said, well, here's who we are and everything. And I said, so what are you going to do for this $10,000? Well, we're going to put take everything off and put an EPDM liner on, which is a rubber liner. Okay. And I'm waiting. What else? Oh, that's all we're going to do. Excuse me? Needless to say, we did it ourselves. But that was when all of us were much younger, and there was
21 years ago.
we were in the kitchen making snacks and everything for all the workers up on the roof, and you could hear we had pneumatic nailers. And you could hear this ka-chunk, 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 and another ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. And then you heard this ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Well, what's that? What's different about that? Well, who's that? And so Larry got down off the roof, and I said, so what was, I described him, and he goes, oh, that was my son. He's, teenager, much faster. So, yeah. We got lots of stories, but thank you for all, because we're still here.
Yes, we are.
So.
Yes.
If you turn the center light back on, and if anybody has any questions about your guided meditation, Phil will hand you the microphone. Somebody's timer's going off. Peggy, Phil. Better? Yeah.
Well, the color was opal and I was given a pearl.
Ooh, those are oceany kind of things. So the opal color, this is a reflection. The light comes in and it's sent back out. So this is the ability to absorb divine information, divine energy, and be able to send that back out. And the pearl is a pearl of wisdom, a pearl of truth. So knowing your truth, then you'll be able to send that out with this fire that is lighting you up. And did that help clarify what your purpose is? Yeah, cool. Want to pass that on over to Peggy? Thanks.
There's some synchronicity here in that the portal I chose was sort of not exactly opal, but an iridescent with sparkles.
Sparklies.
And so I was receiving an iridescent, clear, white light with the sparkles in it. And until that being all down into my DNA. And when I got to the garden, I was shown to a tulip tree that was half dead and then pruned up and came to life. And I shared some of that sparkly white light with the gardener, and then he gave me a bloom tulip, bloom from the tulip tree as his gift back to me. So I wasn't sure what the tulip tree was about.
So the tulip tree, they're one of the first things that bloom in the spring.
Okay.
So this is about being a front runner.
Oh.
You don't have to be the last to know or the last one to do anything. It's step up and take the lead. The fact that he gave you the bloom back is saying that, yes, it's acknowledging there was a part of you that wasn't doing too well, but this is new life and rebirth for yourself that he's giving back to you. So recharging your batteries and revitalizing your purposefulness is being gifted to you, so you don't even have to do that part. How beautiful. Thank you. Pass it back, straight back.
I went through a portal that was silver,
Uh-huh.
and then the master gardener came and took me to this rose bush, and it looked like it was kind of withery, and snails everywhere.
Oh.
And I said, I have the same problem down there.
crystal stones. And he said, spread this on the outside and you won't cross over it.
In real life, get yourself some Sluggo Plus. That'll take care of those guys. Slugs have the energy of moving slowly and taking nourishment. So there's things around you that are not moving as fast as your soul would like them to, and that is sucking your energy. So this crystalline energy will allow you to back that off so you have space for you to move at your speed.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And what gift did he give you? Did he give you a gift?
And he gave me a box of Sluggos.
Sluggos, yes, okay. That's right.
That's why
So
I
he's giving,
said that.
yeah, he's giving you the tools to do what you need to do. So you're being asked to do what you choose and go at your pace, what works for you, and let others be where they're at. This is setting you a clear boundary for yourself.
That's good.
And somebody's timer's going off again. Anybody else? Right behind you.
So my light was just a bright yellow, really clear bright yellow with stardust in it. So we
Joy,
had to sparkle
joyfulness.
for that. And then my gift was, I think it's called a snowball, although it's yellow.
Oh, okay.
But it was yellow, so part of it was not doing well. He took that out, and then I gave him a hug as well as thank you, and he just gave me a kiss on the
Oh, so beautiful. The snowball bush, let me address that first. This is about, they're prolific. They just bloom their full heads off. And you can cut a bunch off and put them in a vase and there's still 1,000,000 left. So this is abundance and it's joy and good stuff coming your way. The kiss on right here, this is a third eye kiss. So this is awakening a whole other level of intuitive insight for yourself. So you will know intuitively how to nurture that joy within you and within others as well. Wow, nice.
So the portal color was red.
Red, okay.
My guardian was Jesus.
Yep.
I gave him, there's a blueberry bush. I gave him an opal and he gave me a Bible.
Awesome. So I can't remember all that at the same time. So your color was red?
Yes.
Okay, so red is the color of passion, of moving forward with strength and energy and purposefulness. So if you have been feeling purposeless recently, this is a renewed sense of purposefulness, and it may be different than your work, but there's something else that is going to take hold and really move you forward with enthusiasm. That make sense? Mm-hmm. What plant did you get again? Blueberry bush. They're very productive. And they thrive better when you have more than one. So this is asking you to manage the associations that you have. Make sure that you're associating with sweet ones because they'll feed on each other. You feed on each other. So your sweetness won't be drained by a sour bush. and vice versa. So you'll get the nourishment you need with proper friendships. That's really important for you, proper connections there. And then you gave him what?
An opal.
An opal. Okay, again, this is being able to express yourself from the fire within. The red energy coming in, you'll be fired up. Cool. And he gave you what?
A Bible.
A Bible. So he is going to renew your faith for you. I don't think you're lacking in faith, but this is a renewal or a rebirth or a strengthening of that for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Bible's my favorite book. I like it. Yes, ma'am.
So, the gardener gave me a bulb. Might have been a tulip bulb, or I flowers were pinkish red, something like that. But they were different than flowers. It was not just flowers. They were something else. I don't know, maybe like a sea creature, or they
Had a life of their own?
a life of their own.
All right.
They were opening and closing and moving and loving, and they feel everything.
All right. So this is letting you know the bulb that he gave you. This is that, bulbs are this magic thing. You know, you stick them in the ground and they just grow because everything they need is present. You don't have to water them in the spring at first. You don't have to, they just grow. So Divine Source is giving you everything you need to grow without anything external. This is just you on the spirit level. Make sense? And from that growth, then you share that with everyone. And that spiritual growth, everyone can grow. It's a nurturing field for everyone to receive and grow and bloom. And that red-pink color, this is everybody coming from their heart of love and passion. It's what we want to see, right? Mark.
So I'm a grandiose wimp today, but I wandered through my own beautiful orchard back to a broken, damaged tree, a pear tree.
Pear tree.
Where I went a couple days ago. This tree had lost its leader, and so I supported a new leader and took away the debt. And there was no master gardener there. It was me. And from myself, it came from me. I got a golden spade, a hand spade, which I knew this year my job, when I move things around, like you discussed, I need to take that spade and move my stuff around to
Yes.
finish it.
So you will know what you need in order to flourish. And you know by supporting the lead, there's a part of you that's a leader, support that part. By stepping up, taking the lead in some things. And things that are not supportive of you taking lead in your life, being the master gardener in your life, will be removed for you. And this golden spade, anytime we have anything that's golden, it's about value. If it doesn't have value, dig it up. Get rid of it. If it does have value, move it where it can thrive. Support it. Support yourself as best you can so that you can thrive. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay, so as we wrap up, I just want a little quick self-promotion here. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. This is, just finished this, the Complete Tarot Workbook. So if you want to go pro, there's stuff in this book you're not going to find anywhere else. Beth and Ginny and I just got through making 12, sold them within 12 hours. So I'm making another batch. And so far I have orders for 14 more. So if you're interested, please let me know. The cost is $97. It's a self-guided tour, a self-guided program to get you what you need to know, how to understand your own intuition, how to access your own intuition, and how to be able to share that in service to others. So if you're interested in that.
Ken did a series of classes years ago, and this has got more content in it.
That's that.
This is a fundraiser for the church too. So.
Well, part of the.
Part of it, yeah.
So anyway, all that to say, if you're interested, please speak to me about that. Or ask Beth. If you want to know about it, really, just ask Beth, because she knows more than I do.
When do you need an answer?
Huh?
When do you need to know?
I'll give you a week.
Okay.
Would a week be enough time? How much time do you need? I'll make more. I don't know. I just would like to know because then I have to buy all the supplies ahead of time and have that ready for.
And will that include your 2 Zoom?
Oh, and it does include 2 Zoom coaching sessions. So, yeah. So there's that too. If you have any other questions about it, and you might want to look through the book and see if it's of interest to you. But anyway, I thought I'd put that out there. So let's do an energy circuit for the folks online. And again, if you online are interested in that, you know how to reach me, don't you? Anyway, rub your hands together really, really fast. You're still connected into that bright, beautiful energy. Bring it into your heart space, from your heart space to your left hand back to your right hand, and then back to your heart space, and that completes an energy circuit. And you can feel that energy building between your hands. This is that sacred divine energy that's here to support and help you. You have help. You're not alone. You may be watching this alone at home, but you're not alone. You've got all this divine energy. Bring that into your heart space. Have a great week, and we will see you next time. Say goodbye.
Bye.